Hi, everyone, and welcome to Rise of the Runelords. But we will be playing in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, as we have been doing for the past 2 years, almost 2 years, going up there. I'm your host with the most, your GM, Jared, and I'm going to start today very quickly because I'm very excited. We had an amazing game last week, and we are all in costume because it's still Halloween for some of us, or just turned Halloween, and some of us it's almost ending. Right, Michael? Almost done?
Yeah, it was about 9:30. By the time we're finished, it'll be over, but, I'm still in costume.
Awesome. So I'm going to toss it over to our puppy dog with the most. Dawn, how you doing this morning, Dawn?
Hey folks, I'm Dawn. I play Nexon, the gnome Stitch Witch, who is very anxious to find out what this large sound is that happened at the end of last session.
Yeah. I am Becca Godsey. I play Rain, our Cease, and I'm sure we're gonna all survive this encounter. I'm sure of it. Confidence. Start out strong.
Hi, I'm Aristocrat, the French webcomic author, and I play Scarlett, the Elven cleric. And as usual, Scarlett is more worried about if she's going to hurt her nails or not.
And g'day everyone, my name's Michael. I am the Dead Aussie Gamer, dressed up in cosplay as the live Aussie Gamer. I did not try very hard with my costume. And this was already in my outfit. This is just how I dress like every day, but for people who don't know that, I mean, this is an outfit, right? But anyway, I play the role of Malvolo, the inventor, and his puppet Collodi, and I'm just very glad that that we have managed to, at least for the most part, survive getting into the fort filled with ogres. I too am very curious as to the noise of that big crashing, destruction-sounding earthquake nonsense. I'm like, I came prepared. I was like, I bet it's a purple worm, and I have one right here. A purple worm. Roar. But maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know why that's on my desk either. It's just
Cute.
There.
Yeah, adorable little face with a smile like that. Why wouldn't you have it on your desk?
Yeah, exactly. And sadly, AJ Winters is not here. You could check out their channel. Usually we post their stuff. So they send their love. And remember, if everyone gets TPK'd, she gets to create her own new team. It's like the A team.
Yep, that's it. Cecilia is like angels.
Yes, there you go. But by the way, Michael, I 100% when I was little thought all Australians dressed like that guy from the movie
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul
like
Hogan.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah, his name was Paul Hogan, and you know what we did? That was our school uniform. We had to go in with the Kubra shorts, everything. Yeah. It made it really hard too because we couldn't afford pencils, but everyone had a machete. So I mean,
just screw.
It's necessary so that way you could even get to school. So
Yeah, those drop koalas. Sorry, I mean it's hysterical. But anyway, I digress. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful Halloween, and there are actually a number of ways for everyone out there to actually interact with us in the game. And those ways are through donations, and every donation does go to support a hungry role player like ourselves, or get Michael a pencil and not just a machete. So through the $5 donation, you could grant someone a hero point. They're like they're the little red ones, right, Michael? I always get confused. They're the little red ones.
They are the little red ones.
Yeah, the little red ones, little red tokens next to everyone's name. Basically, they get players to re-roll, and it really, really helps them. For $10, you could grant a sin boon, and that's really cool. It's a magical power, and we've used that a number of times, and it always changes the course of the game. It really changes a lot. So that one's really fun. For $20, you could grant a player a nat 20, and I think Becca is the only one currently with it, because last week we had a lot of people use theirs up. So that always, again, really helps the game out. And for $50, you get to create a wandering NPC or a custom magical item for the group. And that one is really, really cool. Those NPCs came in huge in our last game when we were in the city of Magnamar. They played a really big role. And obviously, for every donation, you will see under Cecilia's name is our boss meter. And when that fills up, we will have an epic boss encounter that does usually take a little bit of a time to defeat because the bosses are pretty badass. But with all of that out the way, let me just jump into the quick review of what happened in case this is your first time joining us. So last week, our players got into the fort, the Black Arrow Fort. They snuck in. They dealt with a few ogres. They met a very handsome ogre who was very polite. And then the handsome ogre sacrificed himself to allow the group to sneak downstairs. And when they went downstairs, they did meet the beautiful, enchanting, and very dangerous Lucercia. Downstairs, there was a bit of a battle. She was like, hey, listen, it's cool. My master made me do all this. I'm just going to go into this room right here and get the paperwork so you guys can see what's going on in the town. Basically opened the gate. Bunch of giant emperor cobras came out, started attacking everyone. The party dealt with them very aggressively, then was able to capture her and bound her in ropes. As they were trying to question her, there was an explosion. Something rocked the cavern that they were in. Water started dripping from the ceiling, and that is where we ended it. And also, that is where we will be picking it up today. From everyone's perspective in the cavern, water starts to drip from the ceilings, but we pan out, overlooking the community. You see the damned bridge that has been around since that's the ancient empire of Thessalonia. As you see the bridge, you see ogres wandering on top of it, just hulking around. They seem to be working with some kind of wires that are running up and down this dam. And when I say dam, it's an actual dam. It's not me being, damn you, bridge. They are tiring up the wires. And in the background, you can hear a very gruff voice, almost sounds like stone, yelling out commands to these ogres. As the ogres kind of follow the command, they all start to scatter and run back. And then there's an explosion as the dam rocks shoot every which way. The skull that was on this dam explodes out, and water starts to shoot from different cracks and holes, slowly running down the river. The river, Turtleback River, that they are on. The townsfolk going through their normal day hear the explosion, and now they look up into the mountainside. And what do they see? They see the dam explode outwards and the river start to flood. As the river floods down, now engorged with all this extra water, the townsfolk start to scream and scrabble as people are running to get on top of the buildings. Now you have to remember there was a ferry. Is the ferry. The people are making their way to the bridge to get to the ferry. And as some of them are getting onto this bridge to get to the ferry, the bridge gets wiped out by all the first amount of debris that came shooting out. Some of the townsfolk get whipped into the water screaming for help. Mothers grabbing their children trying to get to higher grounds. And that is what you see. Just chaos and anarchy as the townsfolk are trying to get to a higher point and get away from this sudden increase of water. The ferry itself is rocking and shaking. The captain calls to all hands on deck, trying to keep everything steady. But sadly, they're fighting a losing battle. Now we pan back in to the group underground as the water starts to rush in. That drip, the drip, 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 now starts to become very heavy and hard, just lines of water. You can see actually the ground, water is starting to rise up. At first, you don't realize it till Nexon looks down and it's now around her ankles. there is a cackle inside as Luceria starts to laugh, and she says, looks my master has done his work. There is little much to be done here, so please take me where you will.
Oh. Well, I don't think we have much choice right now.
We need to find some higher ground pretty soon.
Yes.
Yes. No. I concur. Quickly. I'm sure that the way back should be clear. Well, I hope that our friend hasn't been stopped by now.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll just keep our feet up. Does anybody need a ride? Rain's gonna get down on one knee and offer anyone to climb onto her back if you would like.
Yeah.
A still tiny Collodi jumps into your arms like a child.
This is perfect. I will have Nixon on my shoulders, Scarlet kind of relaxed in my horns, and I will carry small Collodi in my hands.
Malvolo is standing next to you, just like kind of like, all right, well, let's get move on then. He'll run up the stairs, trying to not step in any of the puddles, and try to get above the waterline.
As you start to run up from the cellar where everyone was, Scarlet, actually Marvolo, can you make a quick perception check?
Yeah, but do I have to?
I mean, it's up to you.
18.
As you're rushing up, you like hopping over the puddles to make sure you don't step into this rising water. You quickly remember there was some paperwork you saw when you had first entered on some of the crates. You grab the crate, the paperwork, and you rush up the stairs, followed by Rain carrying everyone. It's just all Rain all day.
I'm not even breaking a sweat.
No. As you come up the stairs, you actually see and hear the sounds of people ogres running around, just heavy footsteps. They all seem to be rushing out the main doors and going into the courtyard. As you kind of run forward, you see Jarkados, the handsome ogre, was handsome, as he has been beaten savagely, a big busted lip, a swollen eye. He is making his way slowly with a limp out the front gates. Seeing you, a smile crosses his face as his two front teeth have been knocked out. He says, with a whistle, he says, "My friend, quickly, please, follow me. It is dangerous."
I yell, "Jacob, you're alive!"
And he kind of looks, and you can see he's trying to read your mouth, and he's like, "Yes, just barely, my lady. Please come." And as you all rush into the hallway and out into the courtyard, you actually just see ogres climbing the parapets and climbing into the hillside, rushing up and trying to avoid what is happening. Kado says, "Please follow me, my friends. I will take you back to our hold. It is higher than the water." And he kind of runs off, heading in the direction of the ogres, heading up the cliffside.
Do we really want to go to the ogre hold?
No.
No.
Okay, so Malvolo seems to be at a loss at what to do. We can't leave the town, surely. I mean, Shalelu and the Black Arrows are down there still.
Right. So what? We rush down the hill, try to get back to them. Yes.
Well, if what this Lucretia is saying is true, then their plans may already be in fruition. the ogres will retreat up the top of the mountain. I don't think there's really many places to go from up there, but these villagers, they may still have time. We may still be able to save them.
Right.
I mean, we need to warn somebody about this army that's getting raised.
Exactly. I agree. Scarlet, say goodbye to your boyfriend. We're going the other way.
Oh no. Okay, goodbye, Jared.
As you scream goodbye and the party kind of starts to make their way towards the gates, Jarkados blows you a kiss, Scarlet, as he kind of waves goodbye to you.
I grab the kiss and I put it on my cheek.
He says, "You will not be forgotten, my darling." And with that, a crash of ogres, a large group of ogres, kind of crash into him and carry him towards the walls as they start to climb, and he starts to climb. You could see him climbing badly, but climbing up and out. The party,
Okay.
you
That
look
takes their
over.
cue. Good.
No, you hang up. Sorry.
No,
No,
I'm
you
fine.
first. No, you first. Sorry, Becca. You
I
first.
was really excited. Okay. If we run down there as fast as we can, we should be able to help them, right? And Rain's gonna begin booking it down as she's talking to her party. What do we just grab Shalelu, let them know? Anyone? Do you think they're even gonna believe us what we've seen up here?
I mean, I would say that the flood might possibly be pretty strong evidence that something's gone wrong.
And they know that the fort already was raided by ogres, so
It's true. Is this a quick check? This flooding, is it going to actually hit the town itself?
Yes, it definitely will probably hit the town.
Okay. Are we running against, like, trying to beat the water to the town?
That's what it seems at this point.
Okay.
Couldn't Cecilia open another vortex thingy?
Oh, Cecilia could. I believe she used
a
her,
sloth point for it.
a slot
That's
point.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, so we don't
Oh.
have one of those.
Dang it.
But that does bring me to a okay. So all right, do not think that I am crazy here, but I could make a raft, and we could follow the flood down.
Yes, I think that would be the fastest option because there's no way we're outrunning, rushing water down this.
Okay. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna run to the there are a couple of the rooms that had these sorry, well, real quick, Laura Bones has just redeemed the magic bag. The magic bag is a magical bag that produces a useful item for overcoming a circumstance. I would like to petition that we could find a feather token or another type of boat that is already here, and I don't have to make a craft check.
Yes, actually, that will be perfectly fine. Thank you very much for that donation,
Yay.
and it is much appreciated.
And
As,
also
you-
super quick, a very warm and special happy birthday to Miss Laura Bones as well.
Oh,
Yeah, we love
Happy
you, Laura.
birthday.
Happy birthday!
happy birthday!
And of course, you're born on Halloween.
So that actually works out amazingly as you're able to reach into the magic bag, aka Nexon's bag of holding, and you're able to pull out a magic feather token, which is raft. You're able to pull out the feather token that is raft.
Huzzah! Nexon, where did you get that?
I guess it was just in the bag.
You know how I said it was hoarding for you to collect everything you find on the ground? Never listen to me again.
Well, I think we could apply that
I mean,
across
you
so
never-
many ways.
You never know when something's going to be useful, or you can work it into a ensemble.
Mhm.
Perfect. Let's
Okay.
get on the raft, and we're gonna fly, swim, raft our way. Raft, is that the right word? Raft our way down. Can that be a verb?
Yes. All right.
Board?
Taking hold of the feather token, Malvola gives it a few very decent shakes, and as it does, it begins to expand in size, transforming into a large feather that then solidifies as a raft capable of holding a group of individuals.
Yes. It's actually the the swan boat token.
Ooh.
So it activates and it transforms into a swan-shaped boat capable of carrying up to 10 medium-sized creatures or 2 large creatures.
Does it have like tiny paddles on the front?
Yes,
Like
they look-
those,
Yep.
those little, what do you call them? They have at lakes and stuff.
Yeah, you guys got that. Someone, 2 people have to get in the front and pedal.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Not me.
Oh, I will. I've got good legs for this.
I will too. Kalodi just jumps in.
Baby.
My legs are too tiny. I can't reach the pedals. Hang on, wait.
No,
I
no,
got
we'll get some extensions. Yeah.
I got an idea. I get some sticks and he puts them on the pedals. He's like, yeah, no, these will do. I got it. Don't you worry.
Perfect. All right. We have to do this in sync, and we'll just keep a good rhythm so that way we can get ahead and get there as fast as possible. Okay?
Yeah.
So as you stand on the bridge that was spanning the like all good fort, there was a moat, right, with a little drawbridge that went over it that you guys circumvented because you went through the underground cavern behind the waterfall that was near the fortress. As you stand on this drawbridge, Marvolo throws the token down onto it. You guys hop in and start paddling. At first, it's fine. Kind of enjoyable, right? Like if it wasn't a terrible rush, you would be it would be a very nice encounter. The problem is the water is now starting to rise and speed up with the rest of the group.
Ooh. Okay. This is all right.
As it gets rockier and heavier, as you're paddling, you realize, hey, we don't have a rudder. There is just the token, and it does make a thing, but it's kind of forward, or someone stops on the left, and you could turn left or right, but there is no hard rudder to like drive it behind you. It's a swan boat from like when you go to, the lakes, and you hit a rock, and the boat jostles, and then you slam another rock as Rain and tiny long-legged Kalodi are aggressively paddling. And Nexon, I need you to make a perception check, please. Perfect. Oh, amazing. So, Nexon, you see ahead of you a downed, obviously the river kind of picked up and swept away some of the shoreline and then knocked down an old tree that was definitely overhanging. And you call out, and Rain, you kind of take charge, and through Nexon's early perception and call, you kind of stop paddling, and Kalodi, tiny leg Kalodi doesn't realize what's happening. He keeps going, and the boat kind of does that. It shifts hard to the right. And then you pick up paddling, and you're going, and the river is now catching up, and it's becoming definitely more rocky. Water is spraying from left to the right. Marvolo, make a perception check.
Oh no! All right. Yay! 27.
Marvolo, holding the side of the boat, gripping it with everything dear in life, realizing that this is not what you signed up for. You're holding on, and you actually see some rocks start to tumble in from the cliffside, and you call it out. And at that point, Kalodi starts to push harder and harder, and so does Rain, trying to get ahead of the scree that is now falling. And, you know, you guys get ahead. Scree slams into the water, launching, tilting the boat hard. Everyone kind of holds on and lets out a scream, but you guys keep pushing forward harder and harder. And now, Scarlet, it is your turn to make a perception check.
I regret everything.
Perception.
Wow.
Dancing with that one for a
Yeah,
long time.
Everything.
So no one in chat could see that, but literally the dice was just rolling on that corner just next to that nat 1 for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Stress.
Oh, man. So as you're going, being picked up heavier with the river, being pulled down the sides, Scarlet, you kind of rush to the head of the boat and you grab onto the swan head as your elven eyes pick up that there is definitely some kind of rapids up ahead.
Okay.
And you call out, scream, rapids, as you now know that the party is going to have a heck of a time going down.
Okay. Rapids! We're all going to die, guys! It's been a pleasure.
You don't think we can navigate that at all?
Not even remotely.
Not without a rudder.
I
Oh wait, what am I doing? I can build a rudder.
Take Kalodi and stick him in the back and use him as a rudder.
Okay, hold on
Goodness.
1 second. I take off Kalodi's arms.
Oh no.
Because he doesn't need him to pedal. I'm gonna quickly create like a. I'm basically gonna create like a bracket for a rudder.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then on my person, I have here we go. I've got bits of wire, and I've got a net that I can't do anything with. Does anyone have a bit of wood or a plank or something?
No, I don't just carry that around in my back pocket.
A shield.
Uh,
Oh, I like it.
You'll get it back, I promise.
Fine.
I cut it.
She will
No, I
take her
don't.
shield off her back.
All right. I take the
like
shield and I affix it to Kalodi's arms. I then make like kind of like a okay. All right, we have a rudder. I mean, do you want me to make the check? I can make the check.
I believe Marvolo would have enough of a chance to make that check.
Okay.
Did you even ask Kalodi if you could take his arms?
No.
Took them.
Take my what now? Ah! Oh no! I've been disarmed.
A setup for that.
Oh, you gotta hand it to me. I'm full of
Amazing.
Uh,
Oh. Oh, I'm sad. I'm happy but sad. Wonderful. So as Marvolo kind of rushes to the back and kind of grabs everything to set up this new rudder system, you're getting closer and closer to the rapids. This is actually because of Marvolo setting up some kind of rudder system. It's going to make these checks for Rain and Kalodi, well, a little bit easier. As just as the boat peaks up on the first rapid, everyone gets that. We've all been on roller coasters where you get that drop in the stomach as the front goes down. And Rain, make an athletics check, because this is basically not to get thrown from the boat, but just to see how hard you're pedaling and like your knowledge of understanding. A natural 20.
I know how to move. I guess I've been in water before.
Rain,
I'm putting my hands up like this is a ride.
this is a ride.
Kalodi is doing the same.
Yeah! Log rides.
Log
And defensive.
flumes.
Exon is like pressed down on the inside of the boat, like trying to hold herself in as hard as possible.
And I'm holding on for dear life to the swan and screaming at the top of my lungs, terrified.
Yeah. I feel like Scarlet forgot to move back and was just like, oh, this is bad.
You're in the splash zone, Scarlet.
The boat rocks and just tilts over. And Rain, you realize, so you stop pedaling, right? You're like, okay, I got this. And the moment you hit down from the splash, you start going, and the front of the boat dips into the water, and you start going 110%. And massive wave kind of splashes over everyone. Water, everyone's a lot more damp at this point. And the boat goes to the left, goes to the right. Clody, actually, this would be a Marvolo check. Marvolo, please make a craft check as you are steering with the rudder, trying to hold it in place.
All right.
It's on your side. I'll give him a nudge face.
Thank you.
Oh!
All right, I'm gonna give myself. So is that just a +1 in general?
Mm-hmm.
It's a it gives you a
Or just in the event
+1.
of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in the event that I need to kick it over margin. Come on, baby. Oh, that's a 33.
Ooh.
All right, things are getting rough as you are in the rapids, and everyone is just blowing these out the waters. As you do, you can actually start to hear the Collodi arms, which I feel would have been linked, kind of like this.
Yeah.
And you see them like rocking, and one of the fingers comes off, and it's the middle finger, and it now looks like the middle finger is giving it to you, Marvolo. As you turn and try to steer, listening to Rain scream out orders of go to the left, go to the right. I need this to stay straight. We need to stay straight. And lastly, Collodi is going to have to make an athletics check to keep pace with Rain, because Rain is really just giving it the most.
I got it all.
What? Okay, good. That's 15. I have no idea how that landed, but yeah. 19.
Yeah. 19 is good. You're keeping pace with Rain, but Rain using her moose might. She is kind of outpacing Collodi, but
Collodi just
Your
gets
legs are
caught
just
in
on the
it.
pedals. Enjoying this
Rain,
ride.
slow down! I've fallen! Ah!
he's like caught up into it, spinning. As you do all that, at this point you've kind of picked up the pace and you're ahead of the rapids. You've come out and you get to that point where everything is nice and slow. And it's quite beautiful at this point.
Sorry, I'm just expecting the waterfall in a second. Just, that was really nice. Ooh, I'm glad we're safe.
Yeah. So as you're kind of all like slowed down, and Rain's like catching her breath, still paddling with Collodi, who's now like looking at what's going on. You look at the boat. There's a lot of water in the boat, but definitely more outside the boat. And you could see that the river has become engorged and kind of lifted up and is going inland. But you're still more or less going straight and heading towards the town. You can, at this point, it's been about 45, almost an hour worth of time of you guys just paddling and going straight. So everyone's a bit exhausted. Everything just seems confusing. Logs and trees that have been picked up are going by. Nexon kind of looks around, and you actually spot a leak, or actually a few leaks in the boat. Not actual leaks, but like the vegetable, the leak.
Oh.
And Nexon's like, oh no, there's a leak in the boat. Come on, those are the jokes, guys.
Pages of them.
But you guys are going fairly quickly. The river is moving very fast towards the town. Normally what would have taken a 2-day trip will probably only take you about a 5-hour trip down this river. So about 2 hours have gone by and you are moving. and now encroaching upon this point, everyone has time to like slow down. Nexon, you could spend your 10 minutes of downtime as Rain, you've kind of taken yourself off of this like adrenaline rush as the river is calmed down. It is still moving very quickly. Marvolo is kind of holding the rudder. If anyone wants to change positions, you know, it's been a lot. Marvolo, your arms are sore. You could switch positions with Scarlet, who I feel has left a personal imprint in the swan's neck.
Maybe you can try to like grab my arm and steer them away from the swan. My arms are just not letting go.
Okay, we're safe now. You can let go.
So I'd like to imagine. I'd like to imagine that Cecilia is here with us, right?
Oh, definitely.
And her claws are just kind of like dug into the boat. You know what I mean? Like just that's why she can't help us. Like just her it's just stuck. Like you know when a cat gets stuck to the ceiling. You know, kind of thing.
Yep.
You know?
I feel like she's avoiding getting wet with all the fuzzy jokes we made 2 weeks ago.
Malvola looks around and sees if anyone's injured.
Besides a exorbitant amount of exhaustion, everyone seems physically okay.
Okay.
I scream. I suddenly scream what seems to be a scream of pain.
Scarlet, are you all right?
No, look. And I have the slightest dent in my nail. And I say, look, I'm a monster.
Yes, but probably not for the nail reason. Give me a moment. Allow me to, I'd like to, I would like to craft the world's tiniest bear trap as a nail accessory.
Oh.
Okay. So you now have a tiny bear trap.
Oh no, I'm going to reflip that. Thank you. I'm not going to roll a natural one to put a bear trap on someone.
Be a little higher than that.
A little higher, please. Thank you.
That's not fun.
Oh no.
Well,
Well, you're stuck with that. Fate has determined it.
That's true. But I do have nudge fate still, technically. Fate is on my side.
Fate is on your side.
So I didn't critically fail.
Make it.
You did not critically fail, but you did fail.
Oh.
So
okay. I basically pull out what looks to be just the ugliest metal thing. It's like a doodad more than anything else. It might look like a fingernail, but it's like, look what I made.
Wait, how do you know about that? This is one of the tools I use in my job. You put the penis of the person inside that hole, and then is that it? No, wait.
I disassemble what I've made. You can't tell, but underneath the mask, Malvolo is just blushing, like he's bright red.
Well, Malvolo, thank you for sharing that part of your side with us.
I didn't know you were into that kind of stuff.
You're a weirdo. Colodi's got no arms, still paddling.
Oh, and Colodi, does it still have the long legs?
He's got so he's got like regular sized legs. He's got like a stick with like another stick, just kind of like making like this very thin foot that does nothing but paddle.
So he's on stilts.
Yeah, tiny stilts for my puppet.
I'd like to ask him something.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm an open book. Well, I'm not literally an open book. I'm a dummy, but you know. So's Malvolo.
Hey, Colodi. Why don't you give us a little bit of the old razzle dazzle?
Oh yeah. Okay, let me try this. Okay, here we go. Let me see what my soft shoes like. It's been a while. Cause he used to actually dance. He did. Not well, but let's see how he. A 28.
Hey.
bad.
That's really good.
So if you've ever watched the Johnny Depp Alice in Wonderland movie and stuff, you watch as Collodi just begins the absolute perfect futterwhacking. And everything from like the limbs and his head rotating and stuff like that. He like passes it and he kind of does like little magic tricks with like his missing appendages. Collodi was always designed as an entertainment doll, and that's what he does. So he does this beautiful little kind of wacky dance.
That is amazing.
Yay.
It's adorable.
It's actually quite adorable given how small he is and the tiny little feet.
So having done that and having Collodi do a little dance,
ending on a headstand, which is literally him taking off his head and balancing on it.
Perfect.
That
sounds like an acrobatics check.
It does.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
22?
It's not bad. That's pretty high. For this, it's pretty good. The boat rocks a little bit, but everyone like gets a little cheer, and everyone's mood kind of goes up a little more just by seeing Tiny Collodi do a little dance and raising everyone's spirits. As you do, there is a bump.
Sorry, can I really quickly? I take offense to being described as someone who raises people's spirits after being accused of being a necromancer in the last town that we were in.
Forgot about that. I forgot about that. That's true though.
More dad jokes. This is what you get for Halloween streams. That's it.
Oh,
I love Halloween. So much free candy.
it's true.
We felt a bump.
Yes, there is a large bump in the boat, and everyone kind of is just like, okay, that's probably rubble, debris. Nothing too dangerous. And another 5-10 minutes go by, and then there's another bump in the boat. And everyone goes up and down. At this point, does anyone have society or trained in society?
I think
I am
pretty
trained
sure
in
I do.
society.
Yeah.
Okay. Can
I'm
Scarlet
expert.
and okay, there you go. Can Scarlet and Nexon roll society? Nice.
Wait.
And 21. Wonderful. You both kind of have and this is gonna play into effect in a moment. As you feel these number of bumps go by, you look over the side of the boat to kind of see what's going on, because at that point Rain's like, hey, can you please look to make sure there are no more logs or whatever, because now we're hitting something. Looking over the edge, Scarlet looks over and Nexon looks over, and you notice it looks like this black mass is slowly moving under the boat, and then it gets ahead of the boat, and by mass it looks like the ground itself is moving slowly. That's how large this is, and it moves slowly, and then there's another bump in the boat, and ahead of the boat, Rain, this is what your eyes pick up. You quickly see what looks like two lumps just emerge and then go back under the water and then head toward the town or to the massive lake that is now filling with water.
Did anybody else see that? We don't believe in Nessie, right? Like, that's in a different place.
I was about to say Nessie. Either Nessie, I have several theories. Sharks, piranhas like a whole, like mutant piranhas, giant squids, krakens, mermaids, and
Mermaids. I like that.
yes, and those kind of oh, I forgot their name. The kind of the seal people.
Sure.
Could also be a giant frog. We had those back in
Yes.
in my hometown.
Well, whatever it is, it's in front of us now, and it's moving through the water towards the village faster than us.
That ain't good.
It seems to have a direction, so clearly it knows where it's going, even though this is a flooded water. So it's not like this is a river it takes, right?
Well, no. This is they'd be coming from up on the tablet at the top of the where the dam was. I mean, I don't think I know of anything that could possibly be. I mean, it'd be very weird for a lake shark or a mermaid, but a frog maybe. In any case, surely it's the townsfolk will be able to evacuate and avoid the creature. How big was this thing?
Yay big.
Well, it was more long than wide.
This big.
Yeah. So, damn, I should have looked this up in the proper terms, because I'm gonna just say it in American. It was in American. It was probably about like 100 feet long.
It is massive.
Yeah, it
What?
looked like a tree goes under the
100?
boat.
A fully grown adult tree.
Yeah, okay.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
like
Yeah, okay.
like
I do not think that's a frog, Rain.
It's a kraken.
like it was long versus wide, right? So it was very long.
Yeah,
I
unless
don't-
it's a whole bunch of frogs, like kind of
Okay.
daisy chained together.
Okay, so
Not
I
giant
recommend
frog.
that what we do from this point on is we use very soft voices as we keep sailing.
What?
Oh
Wouldn't
my
it be
God.
better if we had practiced so that way it doesn't go towards the village? Aren't we the better targets?
Are we?
I have an idea. Rain, Nexon, not Rain. I don't play Rain. I play Nexon. Nexon's going to pull out her sling
Uh-huh.
and just launch a rock kind of near where I last saw
Mm-hmm.
the thing and see what happens.
Sure. So
Are we
as
going
you-
fishing?
as
I'm
as
just
the rock,
throwing a rock into the water.
yeah,
Oh,
the rock, enters the water with a plump, and then a few seconds later, there is a splash that kind of juts up, like if you ever saw a spout from a whale, like a whale spout, just kind of comes out the water, spraying as the boat keeps moving, comes down onto the boat.
okay. All right, clearly this is something big. What if it's going towards the village faster than we can? Can we hook on to it?
Oh,
You want us to hook onto it? What's the hook onto it?
I-
Oh, you ride it. You just do we have like a little grappler thing?
Yeah, someone should make a grappler thing, and I'm pretty good at with my whip, so I'm pretty good like with a lasso too. I could try and grab it.
Perfect. Let's just tie my scythe onto the end of it. It'll be a perfect hook into it. And as long as we can hold on, we can get to the village faster.
This is so dangerous.
It's a very bad idea.
Okay.
But I mean,
Let's do it.
I want to
Okay.
catch this thing.
All right. So I'm going to take Kolodi's legs, and I'm going to try and fashion effectively a boomerang out of one
Okay.
end, and then attach his legs to the other side to make like a sort of like literally like a cross shaped hook, and I'm going to tie it together with the end of a whip, and I'm going to say, don't we need bait?
I'm gonna throw it on. I'm gonna throw the rope on the thing. I don't think the bait would be useful.
Yeah, like you
Alright,
hook into
so,
it.
So just
Yeah.
snagging it. Okay. I'm going to. Actually, instead of using his legs, I'm going to use his arms, and I'm gonna basically have it so that his swords are out, so they can hook.
Okay. Yeah. Someone make a so it's so you guys are like kind of like spear fishing, right? Like you're just launching a spear more or less into this. Who wants to do that? That's gonna be like an athletics check because you're more or less doing that. So who's going to Captain Nemo? No, not Captain Nemo. What was his name? The guy from
the White Whale.
Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Ahab. Captain
Ahab,
Ahab.
yeah.
Who's gonna Captain Ahab this?
I've got good athletics. I've got a strong arm, so I can throw.
Okay,
Wonderful.
so Rain, I'm gonna position behind Rain and tell her how to do it.
Okay, just direct me in the right way, okay?
Yes, basically you have to kind of swirl it around really fast,
Okay.
and then aim just a little bit above where the shadow is, so that when it moves moves up, it catches the. Sorry, my English is leaving my body.
Okay.
Just trust me.
No, I can do that. I aim a little bit before. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, super quick. Did you just say your English was leaving your body?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's like the best thing I've ever heard someone
really?
say. I love that. I'm absolutely saying that to people now.
I'm gonna use that forever.
Because I there are moments where I just can't word properly, and I'm going to now officially say the English is leaving my body. Like,
Yep.
I love it. That's amazing.
Here we go.
You can do this, Rain.
I hope I'm following this right, Scarlet. Wait, no. I'm gonna use my re-roll. I'm gonna use my red one. Re-roll. Don't like a 2. I want higher than a 2. Let me just throw it more gently this time. Boom! Yes!
Oh my god.
35.
Okay.
All right. So following the proper directions for from Scarlet and using everything in your power, you stand up, Captain Morgan style, put that one leg up on the front of the boat, and you reel back. You hurl this Collodi armed javelin, and it hits your mark. Flies high and true, slamming into the water. As it does, you're like, you throw your arms up like in that, woo, I did it. And then there is a roar, an audible roar you can hear from underneath the water. So it's like a bit muffled, but it sounds like something just got hit. And
I'm
with
gonna hold
that,
on tight and tie it around the swan's neck.
as you tie it around the swan's neck and grab the rope, the shape, that shadow, lets out another spurt of water, and the boat starts to go. And it's not a little go. This thing goes. Everyone needs to make a reflex save. Except Rain, who actually is okay for now because she kind of saw what was going on, but everyone else
Got
in
the
the
rope.
boat. Yeah.
Hold on to your hats, everyone. I was ready for this. I came prepared for this water adventure.
Yeah, Rain. Becca did not know what she was getting into this morning. Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh, and Collodi with one arm, no arms and one leg.
No arms and one leg. That one leg
Does it.
is doing its job.
Putting the most, everyone kind of at this point hears the audible roar, understand what's about to happen, and grabs at the sides. As the boat gets yanked forward, the swan neck starts to crack, and just you hear that wood splinter sound as the rope kind of spins fast and Rain yanks it back, holding it, and the boat goes, and you're going, and it's moving like speedboat style. The front of the boat's up and the back is just getting dragged as you guys are going. Okay, so I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make a quick check. So I'm gonna make a check. So Rain's holding on, and everyone. Okay, so you guys have 3 turns, right? So it's 3 turns. So everyone can tell me how they are going to aid Rain in holding on. So everyone gets to make one action, right? And this isn't like the course of like, as a turn is 60 seconds. This is more of like how you're going to help Rain hold on for the course of an hour, 2 hours. Rain's got to hold on for about 2 hours.
Oh God, my arms are gonna be exhausted.
Can I just
Nexon's-
I was gonna say, can I just like attach it to the ship? Like, can I just, instead of having Rain hold it, can I just like
Bolted to the ship.
bolt it to the ship?
You can, yeah. So you're gonna make a craft check. So Marvolo's gonna make a quick craft check to kind of bolt this to the ship, and so that, you know, Rain can like let go, but you know, still holding on to the rope. 37. Marvolo kind of goes around, and you just see as Marvolo is just slamming and drilling this rope into the side. Nexon, what would you like to do?
Nexon's going to, once Malvolo's kind of got it a little bit supported, she's going to kind of, with the end of the rope, tie it up into like a little bit of something that Rain can just kind of a harness that she can hold on to rather than just the single rope, so that it's easier for her to hold, not like wrapping it around her, because I want her to be able to let go if need be, but just make it more comfortable to hold, a more comfortable hold.
So like when you go like marlin fishing, you got like that like cool harness. So make a tailor check, or like when you go shark hunt, like shark fishing, right? And they go for the
crafting.
Yes. Is that better? I'm trying to give you advantage here on this one.
Yeah, that's what my my sewing stuff is based off.
Sure.
So, 25.
25, not bad. So you obviously you don't have a ton of time, and you're doing this while Marvolo's drilling everything in, and Rain is just kind of holding her Captain Morgan pose and holding the rope. And yeah, you kind of start to wrap it around her legs, and then you make a what's it called? It's well, basically it's a quick release knot. So if she pulls this knot, the rope goes off of her. So but it does aid her in so that she's not so much just holding this and having the boat yank. And Scarlet, how would you like to aid Rain?
A good question. I would like to give her one of my infamous unsolicited massages to relieve her muscle while she pulls on them so much for so long.
Okay.
This is by far more bearable.
So massage check, which definitely is not in the rules, but we'll use massage check. I don't think I've ever had a chance to ever say that in my entire life. Why don't we use looking at your skills, why don't you use
Tarantino would approve of this skill.
I've got a suggestion.
Yeah.
I would say it would be either an acrobatics or an athletics, as they are both tactile abilities. But
that makes sense.
I was thinking medicine because it's kind of like healing the muscles.
Well, I was going to say, but depending on how she does it, if it's a, sort of a feel-good massage, then instead she should use the charisma check. But yes, also medicine, but all medicine.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go with Michael's suggestion. Let's use acrobatics, because you're it's more of like you're dexterously massaging her muscles.
My pleasure. Oh.
Yeah.
You karate chop her in the neck.
Yeah.
I'm paralyzed in one arm now. I'm just...
Oh no.
Would you like to use a hero token?
Yes.
To reroll. Okay.
Do I have one?
Yeah, you have two actually.
Okay.
Acupuncture with a javelin.
Oh no!
What? How?
That's the second time.
It's fine. I'm gonna be in a little bit of pain.
Ladies and gentlemen, Noria has gifted a reroll to Scarlet.
There we go.
So Scarlet, you get another reroll.
Thank you.
On behalf of Rain, thank you so much.
Oh, what a reroll!
That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Because you know how like it was a deep tissue massage, you know, it had to really get in there. Lots of pain, but you know, she finally got that spot.
Got thick muscles.
Yeah, she dropped the big elbow and she had to climb high onto like the ledge, and she came down with the elbow right into that knot. And she like worked it out. So with everyone's aiding this, the boat is actually stabilized. You're, you know, between Marvolo nodding everything down, keeping the rudder going, having everyone aid you, you're able to just kind of keep the rope straight and without kind of ripping the head of the swan off, which would have happened if anyone rolled very badly. As the boat now kind of shoots out of this large river, this engorged river, and you're entering into the lake of Turtleback area. And remind you, this has been a little longer than you expected. It's been about 5-6 hours now, and the sun is going from early afternoon to now late afternoon, early evening. As you come out, you can see that the lake has now raised substantially. A lot of the buildings in Turtleback Ferry's town have submerged and gone underwater. There's debris everywhere. You could see along the shorelines, and the dock has been destroyed, has been ripped out. As you kind of come in, you're holding onto this creature, and now the creature starts to dive, and the front of the boat starts to go under because now it's in a larger area. Remember, you were in a river more or less, and it was stopping it from going down, but now it wants to dive. You actually audibly can hear screaming as you look out onto the side, and you could see people in the water just dumbfounded, confused. Your boat actually hits a few bodies as you come into the lake that are now being knocked out the way. So it's going under. You have Collodi's arms. Rain, with everyone aiding you and doing a really great job and having really high successes, you're actually able to yank the rope back, pulling back Collodi's arms and not losing any part of Collodi, which would have been sad, or amusing, depending on how we look at it. Pulling the rope.
His arms.
No, of course
not. Pulling the rope back from the creature and kind of pulling it in, the boat kind of dips under and then comes up, and now you're just kind of floating along and surveying everything and the destruction and carnage. You could see people on houses. People are screaming for help. The dock has been destroyed. There's another boat out there seemingly trying to like take up anchor and maneuver around. There were floodgates, but they have been torn asunder and ripped open, and that's kind of what you came through, which was a floodgate, but it's the rubble and the debris just destroyed it, and this poor town is slowly submerging. How is everyone going to handle this?
I want to be on the lookout for Shalelu.
Okay.
Yeah. Since I've pulled this back, I'd like to use it. If anyone was within reach, I would like to throw this rope out now as a means, Collodi's arm, to pull anyone into our boat.
All right. Yeah, and just to kind of help with that, Collodi's arms are gonna kind of grab people, like as she throws them, she's just like, you know, just clenching and helping. Malvolo is so what's the state of the buildings around the place at the moment?
Okay. As you come into where this like river led you and through the floodgates, you're only a little far off from shore. If you start to paddle, you could have gotten to the shore, or what would have been the shore. But now the shoreline has moved deeper into the town. The buildings that were closer to the shore are mostly destroyed, flooded out. There's debris everywhere. Large rocks and rubble from the explosion. As you move in and look around, the buildings inside are still standing, but the water level is rising and flooding them, and there are people getting on top of the buildings. You could actually, looking out, you actually do see what looks like a schoolhouse, and a bunch of little kids are up on the schoolhouse. And you know, looking out, you see the tavern that you guys were in, and you actually do see your friends, your one friend, what was his name? Sorry, I have it right here. Jakados and his other partner,
Vale.
Valen, yes.
Okay. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We can't load everyone onto these boats. We need to make sure anyone in the water is on one of the roofs, and then we need to begin ferrying people, maybe off to because I imagine the water's running into the lake, right? And so that means there's land on either side of where the river has widened. We have to start ferrying people there. Then there's the matter of whatever the hell that creature was. For now, it seems to be quieted down, so let's use that opportunity to get as many people as we can to safety.
Should some of us maybe on the first drop off get out of the boat so we've got more room, and then we can try and help tend to those who get ferried back?
Scarlet, would you accompany me? I can tend to people's wounds, and perhaps you could help calm them down a bit.
I wanted to follow the mysterious beasts, but okay, I guess. But I'm not touching anyone.
No, I'll handle the touching. For now, it seems to have dived down. If it resurfaces, we'll definitely have to deal with that. But if it decides to swim away and never return, that's perfectly fine with me. Okay.
No, I will not know rest until I know what that beast is.
You're mad.
Anyway, let's go.
Okay. All right. So let's start with the children, because somebody needs to think about the children.
They're resilient. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a grand old time.
All right,
Class has been canceled.
Yeah.
I'll also reassemble Kalodi as we're making our way in that general direction.
Awesome. So after you get a few moments to reassemble Kalodi, Rain, you and Kalodi kind of paddle back in, getting closer to town. You could see the larger raft, that turtleback ferry, the ferry, has taken a lot of damage. Morvolo, you kind of eyeball it, and your natural crafter side, you're like, oh, that could probably float, but it wouldn't be good to get it out into like the open water. With that, you kind of start to come into the town using the raft and start to maneuver around the buildings. And you were going to the children, correct? Or were we avoiding the children?
Going to the children.
Going to the children. Wonderful. As you get closer to the building, Nexon, you do notice a familiar face in one of the windows. It is Shalelu. And she is kind of leaning out the window, remember, she got beat up, but she's had time to heal up. She's leaning out the window, one of her arms in a sling, and she seems to be struggling with something, and then like a kitty cat head, the fire pelt panther's head just pops out, bless you, and is like looking around, trying to like cats do, being more curious than anything else. And she's like struggling to put it back as the raft the swan boat kind of comes up and around this building. You could see her staring out and herself trying to assess what's going on. And she doesn't really see you at this point, Nexon.
I would like to, if I'm within 120 feet, use message to
yeah, you're about 90 feet away from her.
Okay. So yeah, I'll pull out the string, kind of like holding it like you do like the tin can. And cast message and say, Shalelu, we're gonna ferry some of these kids over, and we'll come back for you. Who else is in there? And she can do a short reply.
She replies saying, herself, the Panther, and 2 other folk. Both of them are okay and are up in the attic. And you realize what you thought was the first floor is actually the second floor of where she's looking out. And because, you know, it's so close to the roof, you're like, wait, oh man, that's how high it's gone up. So that's what she replies, understanding she's only got a few moments to reply back to.
Cool. Once we get these kids, Shalelu and 2 others in the Panther are in that building.
The boat makes its way safely over to the schoolhouse. As you get to the schoolhouse, you can hear kids crying, screaming. The teacher is a blonde halfling, and she's kind of trying to keep everyone settled down. You could tell she has her hair up in a bun and a few pencils sticking out of her hair. And she's like, okay, everyone calm down, please, everyone calm down. And then she's like trying to keep them up off the edge of the roof, you know, onto the peak of the top. And then she's doing a quick head count. And then as the boat kind of comes up and nudges the side of the building, scraping, she kind of looks over and calls down. She goes, oh, hello?
Hello?
I sort of nudge Scarlet. You talk to people. I can't speak.
Okay. Hello. How are you?
Is everyone safe down there? Or is everyone doing okay?
We're okay. Are you? Do you need help?
Help? Yes, please. Oh, yes. Are you from the town? Yes, we do need some help. The children need to get down. The water is rising fairly quickly. And then she says that there's a creek, and you actually see the chimney kind of fall off and plunge into the water in the back of the building. She says, the schoolhouse isn't doing too well.
Holy shit, I can see that. Come on. This way.
As she kind of comes up to the edge of the roof, she looks down, and it's about a 15-20 foot drop. And she's like, it's like a 15-foot drop. She says, do you have any rope we could tie the children to?
No, come on, jump, I'll get you.
She like looks and she goes, that seems a bit dangerous.
Okay, let's go for the rope.
Yeah, I've got some rope. I'll kind of throw one end up.
So as you toss the rope up to her, she takes it, and she's a little unsure as to how to direct the children down. So she has the rope, she ties it around one of the children, and she looks over and she starts to whisper to the child, and then she pulls up the other. Now she's trying to pull up the other end out of your arms, Nexton, so that she's holding it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts to lower one of the children down, and little kid comes down all snotty and crying. And then she does this another 5 or 6 times, and now you have about 6 kids, and you look up and there's probably another 5 children up there. And then she starts to pull the rope back up and tie it up, and she starts to drop down the other children. And 2 more children go down, and there is an explosion of a house in the back. Not a fire explosion. It looks like something hit the house and exploded it out.
Oh no.
And then you see a water spout just shoot up, and this is maybe 200-300 feet away from you guys.
I think we better hurry. Get those kids in the boat a lot faster. Let's move it. Come on. Come on. We have to get them to land. Something is clearly that serpent or whatever it is hunting here. And we are not going to be bait.
Rain, maybe you can catch a
Yes,
kid or
come
two?
on. I'm very good. I've got very big arms. Just a few of you take the rope and a few of you catch into my arms.
With the explosion, the kids like all scream, and the teacher's like shaking them back. And then she grabs one of the children, ties the rope, and then like launches the kid down to your arms, Rain. And
that's right. Look at the friendly moose. We're all happy. We're all just big smiles.
Yeah. And you're just grabbing kids, and you now actually hear yelling as you look over, and there's another boat, right? Like a smaller boat of townsmen, right? More or less mostly men. And they're kind of rowing out to where that house is. And they're yelling and pointing, and one of them, and this catches your ear, Nexon, you hear the word Black Maga, Magga, Maga, right? That's how you would say that. And remember that society roll, there was a local legend that you guys had heard when you were in town, when Scarlet and Cecilia were trying to, finagle their way into the tavern, and when you were hanging out in town, and it's a local legend. It's kind of like the Nessie of the area. They haven't seen it in ages, but that's what they're screaming at this point.
Super quick. I would like to give a couple of quick shout outs. First of all, a shout out to the wonderful Noria Rick for the $15 donation that has given Malvolo, Kalodi, and Rain some new hero points. In addition, we have just been raided by Manapod Studios, and they're wonderfully awesome and talented individuals over there. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Thank you very much, Manapod. Hopefully everyone has healing pots in what's coming up. With that, you hear that, and you're now like, no, it can't, like, we could not have seen Nessie, right? Like, that'd be like if you're like, no. And the teacher finally takes the last child in her arm, and she makes eye contact with you, Rain, and then she just nods like I'm going to do this, and then she jumps. And as she jumps, full cinematic, the rest of the schoolhouse kind of starts to collapse into the water. And as that's happening, you now hear the men screaming as you start to see more water spouts. And this is again about 300 feet away from where you guys are. You start to see water spouts, and then something black kind of comes up into the shadow out of the water and creates a shadow, and you see a long neck rising from the water as this massive sea serpent starts to appear, and it has what look like hooks and javelins thrown into its body, but now it's up out of the water. And that is where we will take our 15-minute break, because now's a good time for everyone to get something to drink and something to pee and something to eat. So please stick around. When we get back, the party will have to deal with a swan full of children and a giant sea serpent that seemingly is now attacking the town. Mm-hmm. Never a dull moment here for the Runies, as they have been lovingly named by themselves. So we'll see you all in about 15 minutes. Thank you. Hi, and welcome back. Um, thank you,
Ignore
Michael.
that.
So it
I know what buttons
it
look
happens.
like.
Buttons. Whee! It's a Halloween episode.
There you go.
Spooky.
It's all changing.
So thank you for sticking around. And yeah, where did we last left off? Oh, giant sea monster just reared its head as a group of townsfolk have kind of tried to fend it away, keep it out of the sunken city at this point, the sunken town. The party has rescued a handful of school children and a teacher, and now they're turning their boat and kind of racing to the shoreline, or the new shoreline, to get the kids off the boat as this creature is destroying buildings and just laying waste into the townsfolk. So that is where we last left off, and that is where we pick up as you see this creature kind of roar, kaiju style, Godzilla, just roar, and then it dives back onto the water, and you can now hear the townsfolk screaming in the other boat to turn it around, move faster, row, and they're rowing and they're pushing, and then another building just explodes as you see that spurt come out from underneath it. You are filled with children. Rain, having caught the teacher and the last student, put them down, and she jumps into the paddler's seat, and she starts giving it a go. Baby Kalodi is sitting right next to you and kind of nods and starts to go as the two of you start to paddle, heading towards this new shoreline. It's more or less like an island, kind of like shoreline. Because the water has flooded. So the low areas have flooded and the high areas are now the new safe zones. As you kind of rush out there, you hear an explosion and you actually see townsfolk take to the air, as it looks like their boat has been hit, launching them into the water. The creature kind of rears up and dives down, slamming into the group of townsfolk that were kind of like floating after the boat capsized. And you could hear them screaming, and you could see some of them being dragged under. And that spurs you on as you go and you move. Some of the townsfolk now clinging to the buildings, and everything becomes an eerie still as your boat is bobbing and weaving through these sunken houses. You get almost to the shoreline as one of the children in the back screams as a large black figure starts to appear in the water, trailing your boat as Rain is giving it her best. Her moose legs now in almost in flames. They feel like they're on fire as you're pumping harder and harder. The creature breaks the surface, and now you could see its red eyes have locked onto the boat. Its head comes out the water, coming up high. It breathes in, and it launches a spurt of water at the boat. I need Marvolo to make a craft check, as you are the rudder and you are kind of directing this boat.
I thought he was like, I would like Malvolo to try and dodge. I was like, why is it targeting me? Why has this creature, which is destroying buildings and attacking wantonly, decided to randomly and very suddenly swim over to our boat and go, you know what? That guy. The guy in the mask. He's been giving me the stink eye ever since I came to this town. I'm gonna get him.
Karma.
Yeah, karma. That's it. All right. I would like to know if as he's sort of breathing in, I imagine we've got some time to do some stuff.
Yes.
I wanna yeet Kalodi into his mouth as he's breathing in.
Oh, you're gonna grab Kalodi off the paddles and just launch him at this creature.
He's got one leg. He hasn't been paddling for a little bit.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, you could Kalodi yeet into this creature.
All right. Now listen, Kalodi. No, I don't like you. You deserve everything that is about to happen. And I throw him at the... and he goes, I'll get you for this!
Not like this.
Does he does he go in the mouth?
He gets sucked up into the mouth. Yes.
All right. As he does so, I am then going to explodey Kalodi.
All right, make it happen.
And yeah, basically the intention here. I mean, I hope I do damage, but I'm more aiming to try and like knock it off, like knock the trajectory off, try and distract it and stop it from hitting us while we're transporting a boatload of kids. Okay, cool. So because we're using the Guns and Gears book, which I now have. I now need to make a craft check, I believe, to use my explosion. And let me do that real quick. Kia.
Perfect.
Okay. So with a 33. All right, there we go. Sorry, just getting ahead of this. All right, so with my explosion, as I make my check, there we go. Oops, sorry, just
You're okay. So, Kalodi gets launched into this creature's mouth, right?
Yeah.
As it inhales, and Morvolo pulls out his clicky button for Explodey Kalodi, and he clicks it once, and then he looks at it, he realizes, oh shit, some water got in it, shakes it, and then clicks it even harder, and that is the explosion that rockets this creature. Now I make a reflex save, correct?
Yes.
Against your class DC. I rolled a 38, and I believe that is high enough to beat Morvolo's.
Yes, it is. My DC is definitely nowhere near that.
Yeah, it's you are. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's a success. It's not a critical success. So I make a success. I save slightly, but the intended attribute to happen to have Kalodi kind of knock the trajectory or to knock the creature's head to the left as it sprays this water jet at the boat. So you can roll damage for Kalodi. As Kalodi explodes into the air, the creature reels back and fires its spray, and it just shoots high over the boat.
I'd like to say something.
Yes.
Okay, so I look at the creature and I say, these feral, cruel, mean eyes remind me of someone. Cecilia, hey, look, it's your brother.
Oh.
Not even here, still throwing shade.
Shade to Cecilia.
The burn.
Okay, wow. Okay, so it's not a reflex half. I'm like reading this back, front, and upside down, but no, it's a reflex or nothing.
Or nothing. Terrible. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess.
Ooh. So Kalodi gets launched, explosion, reflex, destruction, and then the creature fires over the boat. With that rain, you kind of speed yourself up, and you're now pushing harder and harder, and you can see the shoreline is coming into view. As you push yourself, you are able to slide the boat up onto some of the shore. The children starts to run out, and you all at this point start to disembark and getting onto the shore to give yourselves a better understanding. As Black Maga, right? Magga. Am I saying that right?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Maga?
Black Maga.
Maga, yeah. Rears up and again tries to fire its spray, now aiming more or less for everyone. Roll initiative. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh, man.
Wow. Okay. Rain, you go first.
All right. So I actually don't have a map yet.
Oh no.
Would I be able to see?
There you go.
Just as a small means. Okay. There it is. Oh my. Oh, that thing is massive.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
whale. So
Look, it's smiling at us.
yeah, it's happy.
It's so happy.
He's so
Just
excited.
wants friends.
Yay! You know what? It looks cold, so we're gonna heat it up with some fire.
Nice.
Yes, yes. So we we are going to attack. So Rain opens her hand and a small flame begins to appear there, growing bigger and bigger, and she is going to throw said flame at her opponent. Let's try
Yes.
that work.
Oh.
It's a critical miss. No. I would like to re-roll that. I would like
There
to
you
re-roll
go.
it. Yes. Thank you, chat. I am re-rolling that. That never happened. We're gonna try that again. Again, but better. Yes, much
There it
better.
is.
Well, it's not critical, so it's still a miss, but it's not a critical miss. Ah,
So the creature, you hurl the flames and it dives down underwater, trying to avoid you as everyone scrambles to the coastline. You look out over, the mess and carnage, and it's just chaos. And this thing is huge. I believe it's turn. Rain, you might have one more action. I believe you have one more action.
I do. I'm going to put my shield up, and I'm going to put my shield up and be like, all right, you just look at me, ignore the children, and just pay attention to me with the flaming hand.
Super quick, as you have the flaming hand, Prince Vegeta has given you a reroll.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I would like to try that again. 3rd time's a charm. You know what? With this trajectory of going up, there is a chance that this could be it. This
I can see it
could
happening.
be it. Or it could go down.
Or it can become a
went down
critical miss.
Just slightly.
Bam!
So again, firing off your spell, trying to reach this creature. It's chaos, right? Like you're worried about the children that are now making a break for the tree line. It's just anarchy at this point.
Before you get to another one, Rykon with the reroll. Another!
Go for
Another! Chat really wants this first hit to get underway.
Yeah, it's gonna set the pace.
It's just a miss with an 18.
What?
With an 18.
That hits.
it's
I
a
don't know why. Its
Oh, okay.
AC is 32. It should have hit.
Oh, okay. It's 32. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
Don't understand why it missed like that.
That's fine. I'm happy. It takes. How many times did it take? Too many times, but it works. We went
4.
4 times to hit it. This is a roller coaster. We were just getting like a slow, like taking it back in time sort of thing.
Yep.
Take it back. Take it back.
This should have worked. Now I'm getting mad at my creature being rude.
If I see another reroll, can we pass that forward to the next person?
Yes.
Yes.
The other rerolls can pass forward. The rerolls from the channel points are optional for players.
We will hit it.
Yes.
You guys
One
will
way
hit.
or another.
There we go. Try that, Rain. Can you roll damage on that?
I will definitely try.
Thank you.
Boom.
There you go.
Yeah. Damage
11.
is done. 11 points of fire damage.
11.
11. If it
that's
works
not
like a
bad at all.
Pokemon. Yeah. I don't know. If water
Uh,
isn't typically.
Let's see if it is not weak to fire.
Shouldn't have said
sadly.
anything.
It's not weak to fire.
Dang it. Okay. It's just
So-
trying to cook it.
Yeah, just fire, hot fire. As the creature, you hit it in the face, and then you go to raise your shield.
Whoa.
turns and makes eye contact with the group. Kind of have like everyone spread out a little bit.
That's probably a good idea.
I don't want to TPK my group with a single massive breath weapon.
It's going to swim closer, and it's going to try to bite out at Rain. It's going to try and like nom you.
Nom, 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 nom.
It hits.
Oh, don't sound so excited.
So it bites down onto Rain, and then it's going to spend an action to grab you.
Okay.
It's going to spend an action to grab you, and then it's going to kind of like pick its head up as it rises.
Okay.
So are you going to use your shield reaction to lessen the damage?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
There you go.
All right.
That is its turn. Collodi Marvolo. Collodi is on one of the smaller islands, partially exploded.
I need to figure
With
out
one
how
leg.
hard is my shield.
I believe it was a sturdy shield. Let me double check. But it should have had at least 5 to 10.
Okay, because my shield holds and takes any of the damage until it breaks.
Mm-hmm.
With 30 points of damage, that will possibly.
It has
shield
80
hard.
hit points. It has
Oh,
80
okay.
hit points. So it minus 10, but it had 80 hit points.
Okay.
So sorry. There you go.
All right. Well, I'm open to suggestions.
Kill it.
Kill it. You say.
Lead it away.
Lead it away.
It's a combat.
Okay. Lead it away. I think I can
Create
do
a
that.
predator. I don't know.
I am
giant
a
birds
carpenter.
that
I
hunt it?
create tiny wooden birds.
Create
That
a
is-
giant bird. Just make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Okay. All right. Here's what I want to do.
Yes.
Oh, that is a terrible idea, but it's gonna happen. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to use my first action to get onto the this island, like to the north.
Mm-hmm.
Want to kind of leap onto the stones over here, if I
Yep.
can.
Yeah.
I'll need permission to move.
Sorry. Toggle token. There you go. You should have full permission.
Yay! All right. So I will jump up and across over to there. Do I need to make any check, or is it just?
No. What was it? Like 5? That was like a 5 foot jump. You're fine. 5 feet. I'm
Okay,
not gonna
cool,
make a
cool.
check for 5.
All right. So once I go there, I'm gonna take out my mirror and I'm gonna try and shine. I'm gonna try and shine light into its eyes, and try to blind it.
Interesting. So you're trying to like blind it or daze it. So make a deception check because you're kind of getting its attention.
Ooh,
A
I
craft
can do
check.
Oh, I can do
Yeah.
deception or craft.
Let's try deception.
That was my deception, and that was my craft.
All right. So we'll use the craft because you're kind of using the craft as your effect here.
Nice.
So you kind of like start to shake the mirror at the creature, and you definitely now you could see it. You have its attention
I
as
want
it's
to blind it.
holding rain.
Don't see me. Don't look at me. Phew.
As you're holding rain, as it's holding rain, and it kind of like turns to you, and you're trying to like blind it, so it will become flat-footed.
By the power of Siren Ray. Look. Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna do that. Then I'm going to use my third action to instruct Collodi to try and chop it. Remembering, of course, the baby Collodi doesn't have my big sword and stuff. I'm going to go with my first attack.
Is there like a baby chainsaw?
A tiny baby chainsaw, yes.
Tiny babies.
Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Oh dear.
Close.
Is it? I don't know if we can beat this thing, guys. I'm not even gonna try and swing for that one if a 31 missed. All right, I think Collodi's gonna just take a defensive stance, really, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'll do. So I've jumped across, tried to blind it, and then tried to stab it. All right. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. Nexon, what would you like to do?
Nexon is going to pull out one of her little charms that has a needle in it and put her finger and just say, "Oh, you're just nothing but a big old water worm." And I'm going to cast Phantom Pain.
Ooh. So it does save, but it only is a save.
Okay. So it takes the full initial damage, but no persistent
Mm-hmm.
damage. It's not good. For
6 points of mental damage as the creature rears.
And I'm going with my third action. I'm going to snap some of Nyx's web out and cast shield on Masail.
Nice.
Very good call.
Scarlet, what would you like to do?
I would like to use command and command the Maga to stand in place.
Ah, so you're going to cast the spell command onto my creature. I see how it is. Well, let's see if it works. It saves versus your command.
Which means
So success, it is unaffected. So as you scream out like shoo, you're being a jerk ass. The creature just shakes its head, shaking rain.
Rykon has redeemed a reroll. The Magia must reroll that save.
oh, thank you.
Yeah. Redo.
It's a success. It chooses not to again. It's just being a jerk.
Well, at least it's not a
Okay.
critical success.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah, the crits are important.
No.
Crits are super important.
Yeah, crits change how everything works.
Nonetheless, it was to aid what I'm about to do next. I would like to use my whip to catch its neck really tight and then try to suffocate it.
Nice. So you're just gonna attack it with your whip, make it happen.
So I will attack. The which one?
So it's your whip. It's the first number, the plus 14.
Take that.
Uh, 31. So close. Oh man, if only someone had fate on their side. But you are sadly one off.
That's true. Fate would have helped Galodi as well. It's like this +1.
I just need this.
Yeah, both of those were fairly like right there on the number. But as you do that, the creature kind of rears back away from your whip as you slash out at it. Would you 2 actions? So it's Cecilia's turn, and then I'm just gonna. I kind of feel she would just shoot it, right? With
Well,
her.
I think. I mean, not to discount having an assistant in battle, but I think we'd probably tell Cecilia to like get the children away from here.
Get the children away.
That'd probably be be number one. But we have a couple of things here. Number one is we have an insight bonus granted by McBluff, which means that we get a crucial piece of information to help us with the current circumstance. In addition, Prince Vegeta has returned the hero point to Rain. Thank you, Vegeta.
Unstoppable.
Crucial. Yeah, that's it. Rain's now the champion. So crucial piece of information. One, the creature is probably going to try to swallow Rain. If Rain doesn't break the grab. Two, I'll give two because that one, I mean, everyone kind of knew the creature was going to T-Rex Rain. Let me see. What other important information does this creature have? As it is in water, per the Pokemon rules, fire is bad choices, but Pikachu totally rocks against water type Pokemon. So let that be whatever it is. But it is Rain's go. So Rain, what would you like to do?
I would like to use my lightning bolt then.
There you go.
As it turns out, I can totally Pikachu.
There you go.
It is effective. Okay, so it would need to make a save, but I'm curious. My hero point things, I can only use that for rolls that I do, correct?
So the way the hero points work is you can either use it to give yourself a flat boost to your abilities of I think it's a +2 or a +4.
Yeah.
+4 if it's before battle, before you've rolled, +2 if you've already rolled. You can use it to avoid dying. So if you're about to die, you can sacrifice your point to remain upright and on 1 hit point. You can use it to reroll. And lastly, you can use it to petition the GM for nonsense. So if something sounds really heroic and really cool, you can sacrifice a hero point if the GM finds it fair to, do stuff that would be otherwise outside of your actions or abilities.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just go with this then, and we'll see if it saves.
Lightning bolt. A.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Oh, would you like to re-roll that as? No, wait, it critically failed.
No,
It
no,
critically
that's
failed.
a good thing. It's a critical failure. I do double damage with my lightning.
You do.
Yeah.
So it does have weakness to lightning, which will factor in, but it has weakness 5 to electric.
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
I got just the thing.
Okay.
There you go. Nice. So you double all damage as per normal.
Yes.
You get the critical hit card, and the weakness actually doubles. So that's a +10 electric weakness.
And a crit card.
And a crit card. 54 damage. And so then plus
Yes.
the
Plus the 10.
yes. Plus the 10. 64 damage then.
Sure. Oh, nice. All right. Pick a number between 1 to 5, Rain.
5.
1,
Since you said it was a 5 weakness.
5.
I like it. Matching.
Oh my. Target is petrified for 10 minutes.
Oh.
This is a massive effect.
Look. I ain't even fooling. Like, that's legitimately.
I now need to read a new rule because I've never dealt with a petrified thing.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm
What's
gonna turn
petrified?
on my glowy pirate rings. As an
There you
effect.
go. Oh, that's dope.
That's so
Nice.
cool.
Okay.
I'm feeling very in the moment right now.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay. So Rain, you launch this electrical shock through your body, as the creature is holding you in its mouth, and its natural weakness, it actually pops something in your belt. You were holding like a few potions, and they popped, and the alchemic mix with the electric caused it to become stone. It starts to go down its gullet, and then you start to hear cracking sounds as the creature whips you and tosses you onto the ground, freeing you from its grab. So you get like thrown onto the ground, landing actually behind Nexon. And the creature roars, and as it's roaring, you could see its body slowly turning to stone and cracking, and rubble falling off of it. And then bubbles start to appear as the creature starts to sink below the waves.
Okay, I have to give that one to chat because the inside check, these extra rolls, all of this is key.
Yeah. Having had the creature start to sink below the waves, you can hear the children cheering in the background, and everyone's like super excited that this creature is not going to eat them. But like all good horror films, it will return because it's only 10 minutes. So you guys have 10 minutes. You're free. You're on the island. You know where Shalelu is with her panther. You know where Val and Jacados are. So what would everyone like to do at this point? You're out of combat. You're free from the combat phase. And you had that epic encounter. The kids are now running into the wooded area, like following the teacher. She's trying to like hoard them and corral them. They're all cheering. Some of them are now putting like sticks in their hair to mimic your antler. And yeah, so what would you all like? How are you gonna maneuver this? You still have the swan boat. The swan boat's still out there.
Okay, we have to save anyone else that we can. 10 minutes, let's get them at least to an island or stable ground of some sort.
Okay. Okay, if you don't mind, I'd like to maybe try something if you guys want to handle the evacuation.
Absolutely. It won't take much. Plus, the less people that are in the boat, the more people we can get into it.
Okay.
When we save.
I can stay here to keep an eye out, make sure the big water creature doesn't pop back up.
Oh, I'll be in this area. I've got an idea to maybe try and give us a bit more of an advantage next time it pops up.
Ooh,
Great.
are you gonna set a booby trap?
Yeah, it's what I do. I'm literally the trap guy.
Awesome.
Scarlet, would you like to come with me? If there's anyone injured, you could probably help tend them in the boat. Or, I don't know, maybe they need some help here, too.
But I wanted to see Marvel set up the booby trap. Okay.
You can watch and learn. No, it's okay. I can
No,
get them, but be ready if I come back with a bunch of people, okay?
I'll help you. Don't worry, it's fine.
All right, well, let's get in the swan boat, and Rain's gonna hop in, just absolutely energized from murdering petrifying, right? This particular sea serpent. Like, I'm ready to go. Legs doesn't matter. They're on fire. Does not care.
Yeah. So you jump into the boat, and now Scarlet's kind of aiding you, right? So the two of you kind of take off, heading in the direction that Nexon required everyone to kind of go into. As Nexon, you're on the shoreline, kind of looking around, and you could start to see some of the townsfolk are now swimming towards the shoreline where this epic battle was. And then Rain, Clash of the Titan, the sea monster, into the water. And you start to see folk kind of coming to the shore. Do you want to do anything? Launch some ropes, throw some ropes out to get some Nexon to get some of these people closer to you?
Yeah, I will try and direct them, like tie a rope off on a rock or something to help them climb up and try and direct them, and I'll cast message if I need to to try and like anybody who's probably not going to make it here before the 10 minutes is up to just kind of be like, no, swim to a different island.
Yeah, get away.
We'll come get you in a moment. Yeah.
Awesome. So with that, you could see some of the townsfolk are listening to you. Some of them are still going to try to make their way towards you, and doing that, you're able to pull more people in, and with Cecilia, you guys are funneling them away from the shoreline and just getting them as far out as into the land as possible. And again, the water is still rising, but it's slowing down. Actually, your area has kind of risen a little bit more, only because there's now a giant sea serpent stone under the water that you could see like the top of from where your point of view is. You have like a good view onto this monster. It looks very angry.
I will just kind of regularly like look down and make sure it hasn't moved yet.
Like just a quick double check. You're like, yep, okay.
Yep.
I feel
still there.
I feel like the moment the sun moves and like the shadow slightly moves, that's it. Nexon's like, everyone's coming. Marvola, what are you doing? You said you were setting up some form of trap.
Yes. Okay. So, here's my plan, and for that, I'm gonna need a map. So here's my map. Okay. So what I want Marvolo and Collodi to do is I want to basically craft 4 pylons, right? Now, these ones are going to be dug in deep into the ground at the places that I've pointed 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay?
I see. Yes.
Right. What I then want to do is I want to use of my 5 massive fishing nets. I want to hang them down underwater, and they're made of metal, so they'll sink onto each of the 3 locations there surrounding the creature.
Where the creature was.
Yeah.
I'll reactivate the creature so you can see where it is exactly.
Cool. Beautiful. What I then want to do is the length between pillar. I'm just going to label these pillars 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So I want to then tie a cable between pillars 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's just a wire.
Just like a copper wire just running across.
It is a steel wire.
Steel wire. Got it.
Right. And what I want to do is I want to basically add a spring to pillars 1 and 3 and wind it so that the cable is taut. And when it comes up for air, I want the cable to suddenly and very quickly cut through, basically cut into its full length, and hopefully the tension lops its head off.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you were putting like an electric net over it, and I was like, okay, the creature's gonna appear and then electrify. But you're going for the full,
I didn't have any electricity, but what I want to do is I want to stay nearby so that I can use my lightning, my electric bolt, the one spell I have to like run charges through the cables if it tries to charge through the nets. So I still want to be in those positions. But yeah,
got it.
But ideally, ideally, basically the cable is will sort of run through the middle like that, as you can see, but it's going to be pulled taut in the middle to point 2.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then when it comes through, it'll just sort of move and again just sort of get to that tension point again.
And this is something that I know Michael knows a lot about, because that's how they stop the drop koala bear. The
this
drop
is
bears.
how we stop koala bear. Drop bears. Drop bears. This is what we do.
Bears. This is exactly how it works. Please make 3 craft checks.
3 craft.
You are looking for a DC minimally of 25.
Okay.
Is that feasible?
Yeah, easy. All right, so that's 1. I just want to check one of my abilities real quick. Okay, so anytime I make a craft check, it's treated as 1 margin higher. So if So if I'm looking for the DC 20, that's actually a critical success.
That would be a critical. Yes. So, so that's 2. So you want one more,
That is a double critical
and
success.
that is a super duper critical success as it is.
In which case, what I'd like to do, if I may, is I want to have 2 cables now. I want to have like one cable attached to 2 and one cable attached to 4, so it'll basically like cut it like on both ends.
Sure. That is 100% feasible at your work, but that will probably take up a good, like in the 10-minute time span. You're cutting it kind of short because you're doing a lot.
Well, you say that, but I have quick crafting. You see.
You do.
And things that would otherwise take hours takes minutes, and things that would take minutes take rounds.
Rounds, yeah. So so a few rounds go by. We'll say.
As I'm like winding this cable like super tight.
Yep. And that's done. So Rain and Scarlet have now gone out into the water at this point, and you're more or less fishing up people. Rain, you're moving very hard and fast. And Scarlet, I'm assuming you have some sort of kind of like a pole where you're pushing off of buildings to make sure like she's not coming up onto the buildings. And as you get to the area that Nexon pointed out, Nexon was like, hey, listen, that the house is this way. This is how you get to that area. And that's where you find Shalelu. Shalelu has now gotten to the roof. Her arm in a sling. She has bandages. She has her pack ready. And as soon as you get there, Shalelu's on the roof. The fire pelt Kruger is on the roof, and the 2 others are on the roof. As you get there, you kind of put up alongside, and Shalelu looks down and is like, watch out below, and then starts to throw her stuff down. The 2 random folk in the house like kind of hang off the ledge, and they got their feet wiggling, and they don't really know exactly how to drop into the boat. But with your direction, Scarlet and Rain, you're like, all right, listen, just drop. Just trust me and drop. So one of them drops in, the boat, tilts, water gets in the boat. The second one, you have to coach a little more. Scarlet, please make a diplomacy check. And you Rain, you 2 can make a diplomacy check. So you 2 are kind of like, hey, just drop. Stop standing here. We don't got time for this.
Gotta go.
Not great.
Together, though. Together, we can do this.
Yeah. I feel like Scarlet called him a bitch and was like, just drop.
Probably.
What are you, a scaredy cat? It's not that far. Get in the boat. It's a cute little swan boat.
Just get in the swan boat.
Come on.
And then Rain like coaches the person down, and then the person falls awkwardly. Like they honestly do fall awkwardly into the boat, causing the boat to like tilt a little bit more and water to get in. Shalelu's looking down and is just shaking her head at like what is happening. She's like, oh my God. So she drops down onto the ledge, hops into the boat, easy peasy. Fire pelt Kruger hops into the boat right behind her, and very similar, kind of gets to the middle of the boat, trying to avoid the water that's in the bottom. And you are all now going back to the shoreline with these 2 folk. Here's my question: would you guys like to try to get to Jakados and Val?
How much time has passed?
You would probably you'd be cutting it short, and you remember, you don't know that Marvolo's setting up a kill trap.
Yeah.
So at this point, you'd be cutting it fairly short.
What do you think, Scarlet? Should we risk it? We'd be out in open waters with a boat full of people if that thing came back up. But I hate to leave people.
I'm sorry, what?
Should we go get the rest of the people? I mean, our boat's pretty full, but if we go get them, we may not make it back in time. But then they might be sitting ducks out there if the sea serpent comes back and doesn't focus on us.
whatever, I'm fine with anything at that point. I'm just drenched, my leather is ruined, I am in a very irritable mood, so whatever would distract me, I'm in for.
Right. Well, I'm sure we'll find you some nice new leather.
We better.
Maybe one of the people we save. One of the people we save might be able to. She's gonna look expectantly
All right, let's
around
save
the
some
boat.
people then. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going for it. We're gonna go get the last group of people out there.
I like that. She's like, yeah, let's do this thing.
For the leather.
For the leather. As you kind of now move out into open water again, pushing forward and getting out into the lake. Rain, you're pedaling. Shalelu actually hops into the other seat and is giving you an aid. So Scarlet doesn't have to really deal with that. Scarlet, you're like, I'm out. Rain and Shalelu are in. As you're doing that, you get over to the area and you can see Val and Jacados are up on the building with a number of other folk. You could take them, but your boat is going to be weighed down.
Let's take him.
Yeah. Hey, boys, over here.
With that, they kind of cheer as you approach. Everyone, like, very excited seeing you. Cheer goes up, and through using the black arrows as kind of like the leaders, they get everyone down into the boat easier than the Shalelu house with the scaredy cats. The boat is now weighed down, and it's getting to like the waterline. When you're in the boat and you're like, yeah, this is a lot of people. You're pushing it. As you're coming back, the 10 minutes are almost up, and next thing you start to hear and see the creature underneath start moving. It is actively moving at this point, and you start to see the stone start to break apart off of this creature as the party, and you now on the horizon see Rain and Scarlet. But here's the problem. They didn't know where Marvolo set up the trap, and that was kind of the way they were heading in that same direction.
As soon as they're within range of the message spell, I will cast that.
Sure.
And,
So please tell them what you're
go around the little islands. Marvolo has set up a trap.
Okay. Go around the islands. That will be a little bit further, but we can make it.
I will cast another one to clarify and just say, go south of the island that Clody's on.
Okay, go south of the island. That's a good distinction.
That's a great. I was gonna make them roll. I was gonna be like, all right, roll to see which way you guys go. But that was amazing. Good. So having that direction, Rain and Shalelu, you kind of move away, and as you do, the rubble falls off. The crowd kind of moves back, and there's Marvolo holding the crank. The creature's head kind of shoots up out the water, breaking into the net. I'm gonna make a strength check as it is breaking into the net, or an athletics, right? Just to see how it does. It breaks through easily enough. As it does, it shoots up, and Marvolo, you see the creature now in sight. You're holding the release. What would you like? Are you gonna release it, or are you gonna?
All right. So, if the head, as soon as the head comes up, or at least enough of the head, like the neck and everything, then I'm gonna say no over at Kalodi, and Kalodi's gonna let go of his one at the same time as I'm gonna let go of mine.
Cool. As you kind of release, the mechanism springs into action. A whipping, and then like that metal like ping echoes over everything, and suddenly there's silence as the creature starts to turn its head, and then you see on its neck a line of red starts to drip out of its neck, and then a gush, and then one of the head kind of separates from the body, and then it falls into the water. The body starts to sink below the waves, bubbling as it does, and the crowd, everyone on the boats, erupt into a cheer as you guys have literally killed a giant sea monster of legend, more or less.
Not
And
going to lie, I
just,
didn't think that was going to work.
Way to have faith in yourself.
yeah, right.
I have social anxiety. Stop cheering for me. I do not wish for this.
Everyone is cheering. The crowds on the land that Nexon has pulled up, cheering rush at Marvolo to congratulate him and his contraption. They grab, they're grabbing at you.
I jump into the
high
water.
Fives.
I just leap into the water like as soon as they come to try and touch Malvola. Malvola looks around. He's just like, it's like there's this moment of I'm dead.
This is how he dies.
I'm just mourning the loss of such good leather.
Well, some of the head and the neck, one half of it is still up onto the shoreline. It separated. One fell this way and the other one fell that way. Well, the body kind of just went down. So there might be some leather out there for you, Scarlet.
Really nice new green leather.
Yeah, really cool. Marvolo failed his jump, by the way.
No, Malvola failed his swim. Malvola can't swim.
Oh, Marvolo is now slowly drowning. Nexon, you realize Marvolo never could swim, and you're watching your friend as the crowds are like around you.
I'm gonna grab the rope and just kind of throw it over towards Malvolo and just yell out, "Grab on!"
I'm gonna grab my. Do you think that with my whip I can be able to latch it onto the head and bring it back on land?
It's a very large head.
Yeah,
it's a very large head. But there is definitely a good portion of skin that you could get.
Okay. I'm gonna try that.
Wouldn't be too much of it. So like you would like kind of be lashing at it, trying to like pull skin off of this creature. I wish I was a better artist. I would totally draw like head on the map, like where the head would be and where the body. But I'm terrible. So you're able to like start to like you're lashing, you're pulling yourself closer. Rain, as you come up onto the side of the island south of where Kalodi was, I'm assuming Kalodi is now calling to you to ask to be picked up, as he's just been out there this whole time. Like, what's going on?
The boat is pretty full, so I'm gonna jump out and go to him because, as we all know, moose can swim very well.
Yes, this is the second time you guys have been in like this much water.
Yeah. So there is not enough room in the boat, but I'm going to hop out and I am going to go swim and pick up. And what I'm going to do is as I get closer, I'm not going to reach out to him. I'm going to dive underneath and I'm going to pick him up so he's on top of my antlers. I'm going to swoop in and lift him up out of the water, putting him on the antler pedestal as we bring him back to the hordes of people now waiting at the shore.
Yes. And as everyone comes in, Nexon, the people have pulled up Marvolo, pulling him up onto the shore, and he's struggling against it.
No.
He's like, I don't want
No.
Nothing else to grab on. Just get going with this.
Just give in.
Getting up onto the shoreline, there's new shoreline. Crowds are cheering. Everyone is excited. More or less, everyone has kind of calmed down. Those who could have been saved have been saved. The other barge is now coming up along the other shore. Remember, it's a big lake, but you could see it's definitely up on that side of the shore. And, the town is just ecstatic with the heroics of the group and Marvolo's new trap that he's probably going to have to name as people are going to definitely want to like set this up as some kind of defense mechanism against sea monsters.
I am going to name it the Magia Spring Trap.
Magia Spring Trap. I
Very
like
nice.
that. So everyone is happy. Everyone's kind of calmed down. You look out over the shore and you just see more and more water flooding in. It's slowed down at this point, but you could tell that everything is rising. Turtleback Ferry, this area has more or less nothing left. Much of it has been destroyed by the dam being destroyed. The ogres have now retreated back into their keep, and they are definitely planning something else for the town. And you have what's going on here. Few hours go by as the rest of the town has been collected. The mayor actually survived, and he's now kind of setting up a hobo camp or just tents, trying to figure out what's going on. That people are going out and fishing in supplies. Fires have been going up to warm everyone. Parents are mourning the loss of children lost, husbands mourning wives, wives mourning husbands, and those who have survived are just ecstatic. A announcement goes up that tonight there will be a feast in honor of the Runies, which I believe is what you guys named yourselves when they asked. Yes, Marvola.
How are you feasting when all of your stuff was washed away?
And they kind of, you now see guys walking back with large chunks of what can only be described as sea serpent meat.
Never mind.
Why would you bring up such a sad point? They will figure it out.
Well, I mean, it's not the time for feasting. It's probably the time to go and relocate to Magnamar.
Well, some of they will not be relocating. We can handle that. Just let them do a little rebuilding, have a celebration. This is part of their healing process. Goodness, you don't have to put a damper on it and point out the wound that they're obviously aware of.
As Rain talks about putting a damp on anything, he looks over at the flooded. Damp is definitely the right word.
You know what? Instead of talking, maybe we should put that crafting ability of yours to check. Maybe go build a shelter.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, maybe you will go build it.
Yeah.
You go do that.
I'm gonna go do that.
You should do that. You do a good job of doing that too.
A fantastic job.
I'm sure it'll be the best shelter we've ever seen.
I made a forest penthouse on a whim.
Well, that's excessive, but I'm sure these people deserve it, so fine.
A good pine and I can make a hotel. You just watch me.
That might actually be really nice. And put a small kitchen in the back as well, so that way they can...
It'll be a luxury kitchen.
A luxury kitchen. Oh, and put a big fireplace in the middle so it stays nice and warm, because everyone's wet and cold at this point.
I'm going to use the natural earth heat and actually run it through the center of the actual place so it's got heating all year round.
Fine, you can be smart like that, as long as it's fantastic. Whatever.
Walks off in a huff and just starts carving trees.
Shalilu's father is Jacado, right?
Yes.
Okay, I am laying on like a comfortable piece of furniture that survived, and Jacado is giving me a foot massage, and I'm calmly sewing a new pair of green gloves from the Magaz leather.
Okay.
And I grab Malvolo's attention.
Walking by with his carpentry tools, muttering to himself.
And say, hey, I don't need those anymore. And I'm gonna give you the glove that you once lent me a few episodes before.
Oh, thank you. You watch as Malvolo, takes it, and he sort of smiles. He kind of does it at the end of his one of his work tools, and as he does, he sort of, he's grateful that he's receiving it back. But then he sort of holds it out for a little moment, and Collodi eats it. As he does, you hear this, and then Malvolo carries. Collodi burps out this little thing of smoke.
Yeah, so that happened. Are you gonna spend time rebuilding Collodi, or are we gonna keep baby Collodi?
I will. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably need a hand building as many homes as I can. So I will probably take a moment, because remembering I was fixing up his core, which is now functional. I just need to install it. So So yeah, I'll install Colodi's thing and bring him back to full size Colodi.
Awesome. So having spent some free time rebuilding the Colodi bot, Colodi is now solid. Townsfolk do come out to aid you. Lumberers as such come out to help you, Marvolo, as they could see what you're trying to build. So a few of them are going to try and give you a hand.
Among the people that Malvola gets along with, lumberers are among them. So he'll work very diligently through the night. I actually won't sleep. He will make he will like work with them to make and coordinate as many houses as possible. Making sure that we also have enough foundation so that the waterways that have now carved through the area don't cause any landslides that'll affect these guys. Choose trees with the biggest roots, for example.
Yeah,
doing building stuff.
Awesome. Wonderful. So the evening progresses. Everyone kind of relaxes, eats their full of sea serpent, which I'm assuming kind of tastes like eel. That's my best guess, right? So cook the eel. It's fairly delicious. The people who live on the water know how to handle this type of meat. Eel. It's very similar. And the evening passes without any kind of escapades. You all kind of crash out, having rain. I mean, you literally have spent most of the day in fight or flight.
And a lot of pedaling.
And a lot of pedaling. Nexon, you've pushed your magic to a good limit. Scarlet, you spent most of the evening creating a pair of sea serpent gloves, green sea serpent gloves. And you kind of allow everyone, let sleep just take them over and pass out for the evening. As dawn comes up, Marvolo, you're covered in sawdust and you're heading back to your tent to kind of crash out. As you pass Nexon's tent, you do see some smoke starting to rise as she's probably turning on her like little fire that they would have set up for her so that she could stay warm. And Nexon, you're inside, getting your things ready with Nyx. And out of the fire kind of comes up, and at first you think it's just like a spark, and then it glows brighter and brighter until it's about the size of a baseball, and then it flutters over to Nyx, and the fire kind of dies down and now just becomes an ambient light. As you see inside is a figure of a small humanoid. It has beautiful butterfly wings, and it stops and starts to pet Nyx, and you can see Nyx isn't scared, and the creature looks up to you, and its eyes, although red like that amber of fire, you could see it has tears streaming down its eyes, and it says to you, "This one has called out to me. We need help. Please help us." And that is where we will end this evening.
All right.
I hope everyone had fun. This was a blast. Thank you to everyone. Additionally, my heroes all gained one full level.
Yay!
So all leveled up. And yeah, I had a blast. I hope you all had a blast. Happy Halloween to those of you with still Halloween. Michael, happy Monday, as it is the next day.
Yeah, it's just a Monday now.
It's just now Monday.
It's November now, though. I mean, like crazy.
Yeah.
Happy November.
Thank you.
Yeah, wow, crazy times. But with all of that, before we get rambling, let us jump into where you can find my players when they're not here being tormented by me, the GM. And I will throw it over to the amazing Dawn. How you doing today, Dawn?
Hey, doing good. Hey, folks. So yeah, when I'm not here playing Nexon with all these lovely folks, you can find me and my partner Ryan over at youtube.com/roll4initiative, where we make videos all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests. And you can also keep up with our kind of day-to-day activities on Twitter and Instagram at r5vlog. And that's where you can see who I'm dressed up as. My dog Hilo.
So cute. And when you sneezed, your little ears went forward. It was adorable. Hey everyone, I'm Becca Godsey. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, here on Twitch at xcausticphoenix, and also on D20 Deathmatch, which tonight we are doing a special for Halloween featuring specifically dragons from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. So it is a special dragon battle tonight, which I have to figure out how to do dragon makeup. So that's going to be happening at some point in time. So I hope to see you all there this evening.
Do you have like those like fishnet stockings?
I don't, but I because then I could like put it over and just like
and then just do the little spray thing. That's
Yeah.
what I did every time I had to be.
I do have like
dragons.
I bought some gems, like people like the face gems for like EDC concerts have been going up, and so I was gonna reposition those to give more of like a shiny scale.
That's
because I'm not gonna say which dragon I'm playing, but I'm playing one. Anyway, I'm shutting my mouth. There it is.
I want to say, talking of dragons, here is I thought that I'd show you my own little dragon. She's called Spike. She's a very nice baby girl. She's not a baby anymore, but to me she is. So hi, I'm Aristocrat. I'm the author of the webcomic Sally and Bean, which is basically what I'm cosplaying right now. It's my character and her dragon, which is a little dragon with orange eyes. You can find it on Instagram mainly, but also on Webtoon and every other social media. If you like fantasy, maybe, and humor and wholesome little slice of life stories, maybe you like it. So go check it out.
Oh, he's so cute. Sorry, I can't take.
Oh,
my
he's looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Hi.
So good. Such a good girl.
Best girl. And hi guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face, and you can find it here many times during the week. We do tons and tons of stuff here. I think I'm almost streaming every day of the week now. So just follow along, and you'll surely find your games. I don't have any big events coming up anytime soon. So I guess just follow along, see me do stuff. Yay! I really wish I had something to promote. I don't even know what my mates are doing right now that might be worth attention. We just did DreadCon, so that was a lot of fun. If you know the Dreaded GM, so a lot of the VODs for that convention are still online if you want to go, check those out. But yeah, other than that, pretty chill season. So yay! Looking forward to that. And take it away, Jared.
Thank you, Michael. I'm GM Jared from Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gained. When I'm not here getting to GM for these amazing people, and I'm over on my channel, NVNG, or here on Twitch, or you can find me on my website, nvngpodcast.com. It's way easier there, all the links to all my stuff on YouTube and such. But yeah, that's it. That's what I do. We're doing Wrath of the Righteous. So if you like demons and doom music, come check us out. But tonight I'm probably going to be hanging out on D20 Deathmatch because I love watching that. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And it is so damn cool. Like, I mean, every session I get to watch, it's just like it's filled with just such cool people doing like just the most like entertaining types of combat. And you learn so much about it too. So yeah, if you get a chance to, go follow. You know, I'm going to give a quick shout out now. Go do it now. Just go head over there right now. D20 Deathmatch. You will not regret it. Bam, there it is. Go follow it right now. There you go.
But before we end, I do want to say thank you very much to our sponsors, Hero Forge for all the really cool miniatures, and to Sirenscape for the really cool music and the sound effects of rushing water and Pikachu thunder. That was pretty awesome. And yeah, I got my little miniature. Pew pew pew. That's the sound I make with all my miniatures. So I'm gonna toss it back over to Michael because I'm sure Michael wants to raid someone.
Yes, we do. Now we are going to be heading over to our friend Josh over at Fried Dice Paradise. He is currently playing Aliens as a Halloween special over on his channel. So we're going to go and share all the love. So be sure to follow, be sure to like, be sure to enjoy your time over there. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, till the next time we meet again, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone!